isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Zwack.
Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
For the first time this season, the Overtake iRacing League is going to branch off and run 3 separate events. And this week, for the Truck Series, we're in the Pennsylvania mountains, live from the virtual Pocono Raceway. It's Overtake iRacing League Truck Racing live on V-Speed. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and here tonight, the 2.5-mile Tricky Triangle, as it's become known as, opened in 1968. Thank you, Morgan. And it's been world renowned. The first race I was informed here was an ARCA series event, and then it took all the way up to 1983 before ARCA even attempted to race again. NASCAR's inaugural race in 1971. This track has brought many memorable moments. The most memorable to me, Jeremy Mayfield's first win over Dale Earnhardt Sr. in the number 12 car. So, Morgan, here tonight, these corners all mapped based off of real world locations, and every single corner on this track is different.
Yeah, you teed it up so well, Bradley. Turn 1, you're going to dive in there, really fast corner, like the Milwaukee Mile. You're going to go down that long pond straightaway on the backstretch into turn 2, like Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a little short shoot into turn 3 after the defunct Ontario Motor Speedway in Southern California.
And so these tracks all within about 1.5 miles of each other. That's the experience you're going to have here tonight, is you're going to be racing all 3 of those venues in a short minute lap time. About 53, 54 seconds is how long it takes to get around this place. And based off of the current practice that we saw, guys struggling, very loose trucks coming out of turn 3. And that's that long sweeping flat corner. Turn 1, you're going to be going over 180 miles per hour before you send it down to the bottom of the corner. With the draft, you're probably going to be doing over 190. Take a quick look at the points here before we grid. We have plenty of time here, so we'll bring that up on your screen. Bear Morton has an 8-point lead over John Mollahan. And you see those top 3, they've stayed tight within 10 points. But then it's a pretty big jump to Chris McCullough and Stephen Page, even bigger jump, 32 points. So the top 4 still realistically here could change. And I think as you go from 5th down to 10th, those guys well within each other. But I think inside the top 4, these 4 names are going to stay the same tonight.
Yeah, there's 8 cars under a blanket from 5th down to 13th, and any of them could switch positions quite easily. They're all trying to not lose touch with that top 4, who are slowly but steadily pulling away from the rest of the field here.
And a little bit of an off week last week for Mace, who was leading the points coming into week 3. So he falls down to 3rd position after that race, and Barrett Morton takes over the lead. So here we go, setting up your grid now on the racetrack. We have the 94. Going to start on the pole. That's Bobby Hall Jr. with a 53.993. He had the only 53-second lap time in qualifying. Outside of the front row will be Andy Kurtz in the number 5. 3rd spot going to Stephen Page with Alex Healy in the 97. Eric Parks is going to start in 5th spot with John Mullahan in 6th. 7th will be Wes Wiggin and Daniel D. Cunningham in 8th. Rounding out your top 10 here tonight at the 2.5-mile Pocono Raceway, it's Chad Ross and Dustin Reinstedel.
Starting 11th tonight, it's going to be Travis Bieber in that 114 machine. David Sheets will roll off in P12. Daniel Worthington starts 13th in the 113. Sean Kaiser in that 24 will come off 14th. Christopher McCullough in 15th tonight. Kenneth McCullough Jr. in 16th. Jeremiah Hobbs will start 17th in that 10 Chevy Silverado. Mikel Robinson in 18th, driving the number 4 machine. 19th will be Ron Morris Jr. in the 76. Justin Branham will start 20th in the 58.
21st spot, your 3rd point sitter, Kyle Mace, a little deep in this field tonight. Maybe another situation for him to dig himself out of. 22nd will be Brett Bieber. Tom Hall is going to start 23rd, 24th, Dakota Shepard. James Kaufman in 25th, Mark Vondell in 27th, 26th rather. 27th will be M. Cole. So we got one initial in here. We fixed the rest of them. CJ Mason with 2 initials. That's his name, and he'll be 28th. Michael Kostick in 29th. We got 34 cars out here tonight. Brendan McLaughlin, Lucas Lyons, who did not make the grid. Nick Gardner in 32nd. That's going to be tough. And Todd Mace, Barrett Morton round out your field. So take you to a live shot here. I want to get a good look at the 94, and I want you to watch the rest of the cars, the rest of the trucks on this racetrack here, and pay close attention to that rear spoiler, because I think that's where that 53-second lap time came from. There's really no science behind what I'm saying right now. Absolutely none at all.
Oh, yes. All the science,
not a single
Bradley.
other truck.
There it is.
Not a single other truck has V-speed on the spoilers. So I am going to say that's the reason. That is our premier cutting-edge technology, getting that 94 truck up to the front.
Oh, Bradley, you're selling all the secrets now.
Well, you know, we got to do what we got to do. Get the brand out there. He paid top dollar for that spoiler. It was a one-off. Probably never going to manufacture it again. It'll be banned after tonight. NASCAR will make sure that it never comes back. But the lights go out on the pace truck. We had an extra lap here. They gave us a bonus lap to try to get through this grid, but we did it in quick fashion, Morgan.
We nailed it. We always do, right? But he's got that Michael Waltrip spoiler. Things going to fall down halfway, middle of the run, and he'll just gain, 20 mile an hour down the straightaway. Won't help in the corner, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's what the brakes are for, right?
Right.
So Bobby Hall, he has a couple poles already this season. We've seen this name up front. It's just a matter of if the cautions or lack of, hopefully tonight we can kind of patch up things for what happened at Gateway. But it seems to be that this top 10 is kind of the same every week, but then it flip-flops after about 20 laps.
Yeah, there's definitely some drivers who just excel at putting that single lap down. I'm one of them when I run my leagues. Not terribly great in the race, but I can usually put a decent qualifying lap up. And there's always people like that in leagues where some guys will qualify in the 15, 16 area every week and drive their way up to the top 5, whereas others will start in the top 5 and they'll fall their way back into the teens. It's just part of racing, and you see it all over the place in all forms of motorsports.
And keep in mind, that's kind of the case here with the 55 truck starting 21st here tonight. You got Nick Gardner back in 32nd. Those are some drivers that, if they can keep it clean, can find their way up here in this top 10. The pace truck about to pull off. Week number 4 for the Overtake iRacing League Truck Series about to be underway. The long mile and, I mean, it's a mile and a half down this front stretch. Ready to go. Green flag up in the air, and we're live and racing in the Pocono Mountains. Up or past. This is the part I'm worried about, Morgan, as we come off of turn 3. What's going to happen here? A lot of trucks run.
They are all over this racetrack right now.
Everybody sneaks through into lead lap number 1. It's Andy Kurtz. He takes away the position on the exit of turn 3, and he'll lead him into turn 1 now. Came up on the outside, and a little trouble back there for the 24 off the outside wall exiting turn 2. He's going to lose about 4 spots after that. That was Sean Kaiser. A little bit deep on the exit, and thankfully everyone able to avoid that. Now to the inside, trying to regain some of those positions. He's back here making a resurge, but yeah, that's unfortunate. The 24 has struggled these last couple of weeks, and this is the same thing as what he experienced at Gateway.
And this is the definition of a momentum racetrack. If you lose momentum on any of these straightaways, any of these corners, I would expect 2, 3, 4 drivers to get past you fairly quickly, because you just can't ever get it back. Every corner is so fast that you just can't regain that momentum.
Top 10 have single file out all the way back to just about the top 15 actually have single filed out. There's a little bit of a battle struck back here with Kenneth Apollo. He got up in the rear bumper of David Sheets for the 16th position. That's kind of the backed off here now as I talked about it. He had a good run going into 2. Let's see if we can resurge down this front stretch. This is similar to California Auto Club as the draft here. It's so difficult to run away from guys, because even if you're better than them in 1 or 2 different corners, as you see back to the lead here for the 94, you can be a little bit faster than these guys, but they'll gain it right back. Any tenth of a second, 1 and 2, 3, it doesn't matter, because they're going to draft right back up to your bumper. Good run there on the outside for the 5.
And where it gets really dangerous is right here into turn 2. You got a big run, and you just hope it sticks, because if it doesn't, you're going to find the wall on the exit very quickly. And everyone makes it through clean there. Good job. But that is a really hard wall to hit. It's a 90-degree angle, and it will absolutely destroy your day.
Land on the inside of the 73 of Eric Parks as well. The battle for the lead still going on. The 94 almost able to clear, coming out of 3. He's going to lead this time by, and he has help from Alex Healy now. Healy going to give him a little tap there before they enter turn 1. That's going to help him clear the 5, and now Kurtz falls back in position. Oh boy, 94 washes up the racetrack in front of the 5. He touches the back end of him, sends the 94 down to the bottom of the racetrack. Now side by side going into turn 2. The 97 has a run on the outside now. He picks to go with the 5. He's going to back up the corner. That opens up the door for the 56. Stephen Page now looking for 3rd. 94 has been good in 2. He's been great in 3. He's turn 1 where he really washed up, and he loses that time.
Here comes a crossover from the 5. He's going to try and dive it in there.
Healy's going to shut that door. Healy stuck the nose in there before that could happen. Looking to bump draft down the front stretch. Morgan, it's a very uneasy feeling when you have a guy pressing you like that. It's pretty relaxed right now, but later in this race, you'll see guys shove all the way to the entrance of 1.
Yeah, it's unsettling because you got to get on the brakes into turn 1. You can't have someone on your back bumper. They'll shove you into the corner. You'll wreck. So it's a weird feeling. You want them to help, but you don't want that much help.
Kyle Mace working his way through this field. He's up 4 spots. He's all the way up to 17th already. Just got by David Sheets, and he's on the move now. The 55 truck looking good. Staying green, that's what he needs to pick up these positions. West Wigan actually losing the spot here on the inside of Eric Parks for 5th. So Parks back up to about 5, pass by the 6th. Mulligan on the inside of Bieber as they get into the front stretch. The 38 going to be pinned up on the outside. That's actually a 114 on the scoring chart. So a little bit of it's actually Chad Ross that I was looking at, so I apologize for that. Travis Beaver behind Mullihan is actually scored in the 114 and on track. I'm losing my mind, Morgan.
It happens. It happens. We're Pocono. It's a tricky triangle. A lot of weird things happen here. And, yeah.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, you can say that.
It can be. I know for me, it's an elusive track. I've always struggled. We were talking about this pre-race. Turn 2 at this track just eludes me every time. I know how I want to drive it, and I see how other people do it, but executing it is an entirely different thing when you try to set that nose and aim for that point in the apex. I always end up backing the corner up too much trying to do that, and I have a terrible drive off.
Yeah, the hard part about this track is that each corner is different, like we said, but you drive them all completely differently. And you can find yourself going into the corner not remembering what corner you're going into. And you drag the brake a little bit into 1, you don't touch it in 3, you just let it roll in 2. But if you get the arc wrong in any of those corners, you're going to find yourself in the wall or wrecking out of turn 3. So it's a weird little track here, big track, really. But yeah, tricky triangle. That's what they call it. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, experience of more like a road race, and even tracks like Indianapolis, or the configurations are a little bit different. You still kind of have the same brake point on both ends of the racetrack. When you get to 1.5 miles, you drag the brake kind of similar that you would on the front stretch versus the back stretch. The corners are banked pretty similar. It's just the exits that are, and at that point, you got to get into a rhythm. Find the brake point and get that muscle memory. Here, you're going entirely. He's on the inside of Mullihan for 7th. So I don't know what Alex Healy said to these boys after that race at Gateway, but they have cleaned it up tremendously. We've went 9 laps here, looking good. Haven't seen any major contact. Nobody's really been thrown off the racetrack. Nothing crazy has happened. And we've watched some guys drive through this field already. We got some passing going on. Justin Leinstedt actually down the hip road for some reason. Not sure what the 11's doing. This can't be a scheduled stop here for the 11 this early.
You got to remember, Bradley, this track is so big you can hit without going a lap down. Second to that, if we have a competition caution, they just need to break lap 25, so we're only 15 laps away from that. You very well could hit here and leapfrog everyone else. I don't know exactly the fuel numbers here, but this could be a strategy for later in this race.
Yeah, we'll take that into account. I don't know the exact numbers either, if these guys can make it to the stage break all the way. These percentages change from week to week, and here at V-Speed, we do math, but we don't always do it right. So we try to calculate and figure out what these guys got going on. But in the draft here, we can almost guarantee another car coming down pit road. Jeremiah Hobbs in the 10. Looks like another car way back there.
Oh, he looped
as
it too.
Well.
That's the 81.
No, that's the 10. No, yeah, 81.
81.
Brendan McLaughlin locked tires coming into pit road.
It's a deceiving road because it looks like you can drive so deep down pit road without the commitment line, but it's way sooner than you think it is. So you you slow down like you're going to make pit road just fine, then all of a sudden you see the yellow cone and you kind of panic a little bit and lock them up and spin it out. Been there, done that.
West Wigan on the outside of the 56 of Stephen Page for 4th spot. 73 of Parks all over the back bumper of the 88. Sends him up a little bit wide here in 3, and this is going to give a chance for the 56 to regain, but that outside going to be really strong. Another truck down pit road. That was Kim Cavallo and Michael Robinson also down. 94 trying to break that draft. You can see he's pulled out a little bit here, about 0.2 of a second.
Cars rejoining here. That's always tough here because there is no place for them to go. They have to be right at the bottom of the racing line in turn 1. So that might be an issue to watch all night long. They got through it clean there, but here comes the 5 back on the 94.
Racing to the inside, Andy Kurtz for the lead. 88 car. Had a peek to the outside from Parks, but was able to outdrive through the entrance into. Not so much out of the exit. He's got the 6 back up on the bumper here as they go into 3. Getting aggressive from Allahan.
I like the high line at 3 and 4, but that was a really high line to that 6 truck that time. Lost the spot.
Kind of suffered from that, yeah.
Yeah, just he never could get it down to the bottom. I knew what he was trying to do. He just didn't stick quite well enough. We're fairly deep in this run to have it stick as well as you wanted to. Trying to move like that, but yeah, new tires. That might be a great line way up at the top. The car and fence back there. We keep it straight. This is Pocono.
And that turn 1 wall, notorious for breaking ribs in the early 90s. I know Mark Martin got an injury here coming out of turn 2. Rusty Wallace got injured. There was quite a few drivers that found that concrete barrier because your exit's just basically a slingshot. That's what you're coming through.
Yeah, many NASCAR drivers said that's the worst corner in racing to lose brakes in because you know there's a wall coming up very quickly, and that's the fastest one on the racetrack. So you kind of got what you got, and you're on for the ride, which is really an unfortunate feeling for a race car driver.
So single filed out, it's pretty impressive. These guys just not able to get the runs. They're trying to stick it down in that corner, not able to pin it down to the bottom. Passing on the outside is probably going to be the only way to go if you want to make up some stage points. Lap 14 here underway. And on the outside is the 56. This is what he's going to have to do. I think Parks here might split 3 wide. Down to the bottom for the 56. He's got the door open from Allahan. And 4th through probably 8th position. Very undecided still. As you see him 2 by 2. There's the 24, Sean Kaser. He's found his way back into the top 10. And that 24 machine, after the early brush with the wall, has recovered nicely. So 5 laps, I believe you said it was lap 20?
25.
25?
25.
25, so 10 laps to go here before the stage break. The 94 of Bobby Hall Jr. takes the lead back from Andy Kurtz. And he pulls about 3/10 of a second ahead of the 5. Alex Healy in 3rd, Wes Wigan in 4th, Eric Parks 5th. Stephen Page kind of going back and forth with Allahan, back and forth with Parks. But he's currently in the 6th position, 7th Allahan. Chad Ross, Sean Kaser picks up another spot from the 114. Travis Bieber rounds out the top 10.
6 trucks pitting this time. There goes the leader as well.
94 down as well.
Yeah, this has got to be a strategy play. You don't pit from the lead otherwise. And it's about to get busy on pit road.
Yeah, a lot of trucks coming down. So that pretty much guarantees that these guys are not going to make it to lap 25. Who stretches out to run the longest? Because I think advantageously, you're not going to gain anything by stretching this out. I think you're guaranteed this caution. You might as well come down pit road, get your tires. You could win the stage with a fuel-only stop and then take your tires during the stage break. I don't know what the plan is for some of these guys, but if you're guys like Nick Gardner that are really deep in this field, you might try something like that.
Yeah, it affords you an opportunity just to do something different, like you said, Bradley. And I think the 5's coming down this time. 73 is 56 as well. There you go. You can have a couple of trucks stay out, but here, I don't know if you need the draft to turn fast laps. I would imagine in the trucks you would. So you'd want to pit with a group like you would in Daytona or Talladega to try and keep pace with everybody else. But clean traffic could help as well if you just needed to pass somebody and leapfrog them. New tires will help there, but it just kind of depends on your
the
situation.
73 of Parks. I don't know what happened here on pit road. If we could back that up about 15 seconds. Something happened here with a truck pulling out of his stall, and Parks had to avoid it.
Oh, no. Let's try that.
He dodged a truck coming out of his stall there.
Just a little avoidance. Good heads-up driving there.
Looked a lot more intense there when I was watching it from the other angle. I thought he was going to hit that truck. Back on the live shot, Alex Healy, your leader. He's
out of fuel?
actually getting fast. Did he run out of fuel?
No, I think that was just a lift. I think he's just conserving at this point, but that scared me for a minute. He was quite a bit slower into turn one that time.
He gets behind a truck, so that is going to help with the draft. That is going to be more effective. And he has been sitting in the wake of other trucks since this run began, sitting, roughly third, fourth position the whole time. So, but man, he's lifting a lot. He's actually lost the draft here from the 81 and the 114, pulling away. 9 trucks have not hit pit road from Travis Bieber down to actually CJ Mason, the last truck that hasn't hit pit road. Interested to see if any of these guys elect to come down this time by as we come out of this frame. There's the top 9. Nick Gardner's still out there as well in the 6th position. So a lot of guys that started deep in this field have stayed out, trying to capitalize on if they can make it.
Worth a shot, right? What's the worst that could happen is you run out of fuel and catch a caution that is coming out in 5 laps. And hope for the best, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run it completely out, but I would, at least stretch it as far as I can at this point, because if there is a caution before the stage break, this sets you up really well. I know a lot of these guys behind you didn't go a lap down. Actually, every truck, with the exception of Dakota Shepard, Tom Hall, and Mark Vondell, I think they were actually a lap down prior to these pit stops, had very early stops down. So I'm interested to see, though, the guys that pitted way earlier than this, like Dustin Reinstedel, who's been out there 7 laps more than most of these guys that pitted. Will he get the stage win?
Yeah, it's a good question. It was a gamble to hit that early, and it looks like at this point it's paying off as he's leading the race to the stage, if you will. Assuming that these other guys can't make it, which I don't imagine that they can, or else I don't know why everyone would have pitted so early. Other than to cycle them through, I guess. But
I don't know if
Caution is
Alex
out
Healy,
on
I
the
think he's...
speedway. That might
Alex Healy might have ran out of fuel.
That might be the stage caution.
They might have shortened this up on the stage break. We didn't get an official word. We knew this race was originally scheduled to go 75 laps, so they might have knocked that off a little bit as well. But Healy, I guess you could say, got third. I don't know. He seems to be completely out of fuel here. Travis Bieber is going to get the win here on the stage. Now, can he make it back around the racetrack long enough? Because he has to stay up to speed to maintain his position.
The 94 still has fuel. He's still catching back up to the field. I'm not really sure. I think that was just a good strategy call by those top 9. They got some stage points out of it. And yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes.
Pace truck on the other side of the racetrack here. These guys creeping towards it, so that tells you they're low.
Yeah.
They're not pushing it. And you would hate to run out on this side of the racetrack because you're not going to make it.
Especially under pacing, because you don't have the momentum to get back. So you have to make sure you save enough when you're clutching it or shutting it off or whatever. Got to save every ounce of fuel you can.
We try to tighten this field back up here, give everybody a kind of a fair chance to get on pit road and make up some time. So they're going to have to tighten this up tremendously because the top 15 are really spread out here.
Yeah, cars still coming out of turn 2, and we're just now entering turn 3, so that is quite a gap, but be beneficial for the leaders here, especially this top 5 is pretty spread out.
Yeah, Gardner needs to get with it here because he's creating a disadvantage for the rest of these guys. He might be entirely out of fuel.
I think he is, because it looks like he's getting pushed by the 9 here. Yeah, he is out of gas. That's not what you want to see. Well, they can make it 20-ish. So we'll file that one away, and this is going to be an interesting run to the finish. You got 30 laps to go, give or take, and can only make it 20 on fuel.
Down on the stall for the 114. He's going to get 4 tires. Everyone here probably taking 4 tires. Got a few guys that stayed out because they pitted right before that stage break. Stephen Page is going to take over the lead. But there's the 94 into his stall. The 16 is going to come out now. Oh, Nick Gardner. Even with that little bit of a push into pit road, I'm not sure what happened here. Did he take fuel only?
It's got to be splash and go, or he missed his pit stall. I can't imagine there's any tires taken. Yeah, he wasn't even in his box, so I think he just missed his pit box.
Well, how is he going again?
So these are great questions, Bradley. I don't have the answer for you. Our time good scoring is showing him as 0.1 seconds in the box, which I find hard to believe. So something is amiss somewhere. I'm not sure what it is, but
yeah, I'm getting the same data transfer here. So he either just took fuel or we didn't see something. I don't know. I have no clue.
So find out this time he comes back.
Yeah, I think he will. But with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League live on V-Speed. There's the 16 coming back down pit road now to finish the service that his pit crew did not begin. And we're going to catch a quick break. We'll be back live here from Pocono right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
5 at Pocono. Green flag is back out in a loose condition there. Just saw by the 114 of Bieber, but the 56 of Stephen Page, who kind of worked the strategy with Parks and a couple others. Kyle Mace up to third now. Top 3 has changed hands. See the leader, 56, coming around this time. Looks like he's going to lead this time by. Oh boy, Parks got a bumper full of the 55 coming out of turn 3. A lot of racing deep back there. Ryan Zeno in the 13th position. He's 3 wide almost here and going into 1. And the battle for second position there on your screen with Parks and Mace. Washing way up the racetrack here for Parks. He already got a bumper full a moment ago out of 3. Is he going to get it again?
Good run off of turn 1 there to gap the 55. And he's going to take the fight to the leader in that 56 car.
Looking back here again with Ryan Stedel and John Mollahan. 6 car going by on the outside. The 11 struggling a little bit here for turn 2. He falls back 3 spots in that one corner, and there's your previous leader, the 94. He's on the outside now, trying to work his way back into the top 10 after all those laps led. You know Bobby Hall wants to get back up on the pole.
Yeah, who doesn't want to lead the race, right? Fuel doesn't matter a ton here in terms of leading. You're not burning that much more than running second. Yeah, you want to lead the race whenever you can, right?
That you do. Stephen Page, the gap between him and Eric Parks. Few trucks get really close to the exit wall there as you saw that awesome angle exiting turn 1. Bring that ticker back up on your screen with Parks, Mace. These guys really tight. Just a half a tenth, half a click here between the 55. He's going to dive it down to the inside in 3 and 4. Nothing there. Doesn't get the run he wanted. They've single filed out in the top 10 again. The battle deep there with the 94. He's to the inside. You have to go pretty deep into the field to find any side-by-side. These guys have settled down quite nicely. And we knew they were capable of it, Morgan. We see a lot of these names in the Xfinity Series, in the Cup Series, and we've seen pretty much a caution-free event, if you want to call it that, a gateway in the Xfinity cars. Those guys did an outstanding job. There was one wreck you mentioned that probably shouldn't have had a caution, and then a single car spin. They were clean the whole night, and then we got to see some great racing.
Yeah, I think part of the issues with the caution races here in this truck series is just the truck itself. It's a much easier vehicle to drive than the Xfinity car because it doesn't have the rear power, it doesn't have the rear forks, a lot of side force to it. So you can really drive this thing deep into the corners, and at least some over-aggression happen in every league I've been in as driven the truck. It's just the way that it is. The Xfinity car, though, with all that rear power, you can really have to drive it properly to keep from wrecking it. It makes you tiptoe around a little bit of other people. So I don't think it's any fault of any driver in here. I think it's just the byproduct of driving the C-Fix truck.
Battle on your screen here is between Daniel Cunningham and Barrett Morton on the outside. The 38 of Chad Ross has cleared this group, and now the 8 struggled out of turn 1. He's since surged it back. Going to get a good run here out of 2, and he's going to clear the 9. Nicely done there. That's how you want to execute that corner.
Yeah, you got to set him up out of turn 1. You can't make it all happen in any one of these corners. You set him up out of 1, you cross him over in 2, and then you get gone in turn 3 and set your sights for the next one.
So single file through this whole field as we look down the front stretch. You don't see that too often, do you, Morgan?
No, you don't. But this place lends itself to it. These corners are tricky. They only have 1 groove, sometimes 2 if you want to talk about 3. If you want to talk about turn 3, but you can't run side by side here. You just too much time. I'll let Darlington that one.
Side by side, though, for second position again. But Mace trying to redeem himself after that tough break last week. Trying to make this pass on Parks. He's been attempting it a about 4 laps in a row now. He gets to the inside. He's just not able to keep that truck down on the bottom. And really, this is not the corner where you want to try to be on the inside at the start of it.
No, you need to roll turn 3 and get a good run down this long straightaway, the longest in NASCAR. Or else you're just going to end up with a parachute, and that car right behind you, like the 32 is here, is going to catch all the way back up there.
He's probably getting frustrated that he can't complete this pass. He barely gets the nose in there, but he has the good run to the exits of these corners to get there. He's just the timing where he's meeting up with that run. He's going to have to adjust, maybe kind of fake a little bit of a bad exit or back the corner up so he can get a good run down that front stretch, like you said. And single filed out here, completing lap number 30 as they come out of turn 3. The 56 of Stephen Page has now led. I had the counter here. Let's get the name up on the screen so I'm not wrong about it. There it is. He's eight laps in, and he's about to get number 9 as they come off of turn 3.
And pit stop
Ryan
start
Stedel coming down
again.
pit road.
Here we go.
Yep.
Well, we know we can make it right around 20 laps, and that's to the end right now. So he's going to try and stretch it and see if he can snag a victory here. If it goes green.
But I'm really surprised, though, because a lot of these guys that hit it really, really early, they came back down pit road. They didn't use that to their advantage to stay out and pick up, positions for this restart. They're coming back down pit road. It kind of seems like they should have just stayed out if they're coming back down this early.
This makes it you don't have to take a stop and go with take a quick pit stop with like 5 laps to go. I understand the strategy. It's just we'll see how it goes here. 3 wide in turn 3 is not usually a good idea, but they made it work so far.
They made it work.
Yeah, good on them. Good on them.
Jeremiah Hobbs ends up in the picture now as maybe some more 3 wide. Going to move up in front. Cunningham found a hole. Now a dive to the bottom briefly there. Travis Bieber, I thought, was going to take the run on the inside. He saw the 10 and backed out of it. He had to play some defense.
Sometimes you have to. And that turn 1 wall will get you if you're not paying attention. A couple trucks there just about sideswiped it.
Some movement on deeper behind this battle. You've got Andy Kurtz trying to work his way back up into the top 10. He's just now cracked 10th position. There was a few trucks on deeper that were side by side just a moment ago. I think we're going to see it again as Kurtz gets to the outside of the 10 truck. Truck diving down to the inside. That's Kyle Mason, the 55. So Mace from about the 3rd spot when we last saw him comes down pit road with about 17 laps to go.
And I like that because 17 is well within the window. You saw trying to push 19, 20, a few guys ran out, but 17 should be well within the window. Come out here and just drive your tail off, and you might be able to make something out of this night. We've only mentioned him, I think, 1 time on a pit cycle.
And he has done an outstanding job working through this field and working the strategy. Qualifying didn't seem to phase him too much. Battle on the track here, the 94, your previous leader of Bobby Hall Jr. He had James Kaufman breathing down his neck. And the 8 of Caustic. This is just outside the top 10. With the 94 trying to race back up there, and a whole plethora of trucks down pit road. Parks in there as well. Saw about 7 trucks dive across the racetrack there. Get them on your screen. That's led by the 56. Saw about 9-10 trucks come down here. Let's see if the 56 gets into his stall clean. The 55 of Mace forced the hand of these guys to come down this next time.
Yeah, those fresh tires are going to be a decent amount faster per lap. And if you sit too long, he'll get that advantage every lap, and see how it shakes out.
Well, I'd venture to say Mace is probably going to take over the lead because even 1 lap could be a couple tenths faster, and that's about all he needed to get the lead when he came down pit road. Here comes the 32, Brett Bieber. After leading a lap, he's going to bring a couple more with him. The 6 of Mullahan, the 4 truck sliding sideways.
Good save.
He's going to
Good job.
think he's going to be okay for the entrance of pit road. Maybe no penalty here for the 4.
Yeah, I think he
Michael
will
Robinson.
be just fine. But that was a gutsy pit entrance is what I would call that, but he made it work.
So there's Barrett Morton, and remember, Barrett, I want to say, had the victory last week.
Back to back
on that?
Back-to-back victories.
Yeah. So finds his way to the front.
All too familiar sight for this number 9 machine here. And although he still has to pit, so I don't imagine it'll be terribly long-lived. We'll see what he's got in store for us. He's coming down this time, in fact. There he is.
That'll give Daniel Cunningham the lead. And I believe a couple, just 2 trucks. That's a 67 in front of him, and that is actually Michael Cole. He's a lap down, so he's a little off in this stint. Laps-wise, he needs a caution to get back on the lead lap. Daniel Cunningham, Michael Kostick, still out on the racetrack. Barrett Morton all the way down to 13th as the rest of this field that is pit come around. He's probably going to drop down to 20th after this is all said and done.
This is where if you pitted already, you are holding your breath as everyone makes it to pit road safely. Because a caution here really throws a wrench in what you have going for you.
There's Daniel Cunningham, Michael Kostick. So pretty much the rest of the field that hasn't hit pit road is coming down now.
And they got
Hall Jr. in there with them.
They got about 3 laps until they're out of fuel.
Remember, this was kind of the similar group that stretched out that last stint before the stage break. Nick Gardner's still out there on the racetrack running in 5th position behind Daniel Worthington. You got Justin Granham, Ron Morris. So these guys, I don't know that they really have anything to lose or gain by staying out here. Maybe, pick up a bonus point for a lap led, but they were deep enough in this field here tonight that this isn't really hurting or helping the situation.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a shot and figure out what you can do different from everyone else, because you clearly didn't have the pace, didn't have the track position, whatever the case may be, to go up there and get the leader or get a top 10. So you just have to be different. And that's what we're seeing here. And if they catch a caution, they will look pretty good. Although nobody's a lap down, so it's going to be an interesting blend if that were to happen. But it's been meet and greet so far.
Yeah, this track just not advantageous. No one really loses a lap unless they have a bad pit road entry. Even the 4 of Michael Robinson, who slid into the pit road, he still stayed on the lead lap. So he's sitting in the 28th position. He did lose spots because of that, but he's able to stay on the lead lap, and that's pretty important. If we do get a caution, he'll get the opportunity to get some of those spots back. Kins McCullough staying out for another lap. Nobody else coming down. I am very interested to see how this works out. We're going to approach that 18 lap mark where these guys are kind of in the gray area now.
Now, one bonus about hitting this late is you need less fuel than everyone else. So you can take a 4-second shorter pit stop to get all the fuel, and you can try something like 2 tires if you really want to and really want to try and be aggressive with it. We'll see how it goes. Where is the 55 running? 16. And then the 114's right in front of them. So a lot of trucks right there leading that pack are running just outside the top 12. So see how this shakes out.
It's been a quick one tonight. We are just at the 1 hour mark here at Pocono. 39 laps into the books as soon as Daniel Worthington comes around. And now it's a matter of fuel strategy. This race always producing a fuel strategy. It's similar to Michigan, similar to Auto Club, where pit road's so far away that guys wait until the last opportunity to come down. And you're seeing it right now. 7 different stints that we have going on this racetrack here tonight, and it still hasn't shaken out who could possibly win this race. It's kind of flying under the radar right now. Eye of the storm readjusting. You don't know how powerful it is, and we're going to find out here with about 10 to go as these guys hit the 20 lap mark for fuel.
113's coming down this time. I imagine the 16 will follow him in. Oh, the 16's going to stay out a lap. Interesting, because we thought he ran out on that last caution, which was right now. So this is going to be something here. This is a aggressive strategy for the 16 truck tonight.
But he gets the lap led, so there's a bonus point for the 16 of Gardner. Daniel Worthington down pit road, so the last truck on the racetrack that has not pitted, and I would assume will come down this time by, is the 16 of Gardner. So this shakes out with Stephen Page, Jeremiah Hobbs. They're fighting here for the lead, what would be the lead after Gardner comes down. The 73 of Parks in this mix. I tell you what, Kyle Mace must have a problem, because he's fallen all the way back to 11th.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just the timing. Maybe he's got the tires burned up. Oh, and the Gardner still stays out this run. That's interesting. We're wrecking behind us here.
And the yellow flag comes out, and Nick Gardner is going to be the leader. I believe that was Stephen Page who got turned around. That was the battle for the lead. Would have been the battle for the lead once Gardner came down pit road, but we never get to see it happen because they go into turn 2. Parks on the outside. I think he gets a piece of it.
Yeah, 56 just trying to swing that entry a little bit wider to get a good run, and ended up crossing over into the area that 73 was in. And yeah, that's not much you can do there.
One more time on board with Parks if we can and see what he saw. Just to give you a little defense on what happened, the 56 did scoot up the racetrack. We kind of saw it at that angle, but I think on board with the 73 will tell a better story here.
One more replay here.
This is out of turn 1. So he gets a good run on the outside of the 56. Watch the angle that the 56 truck decides to take, where 73 is going to follow the 50 or the 10. It's kind of coming down off the wall a little bit early, though.
Yeah, that's a bit on both of them. I'll concede that one to you, Bradley. That one went up, one came down, and that's just how it is sometimes.
Well, Nick Gardner looking like a genius now. Some of these guys probably going to take 4 tires because they can't risk having, Nick Gardner with brand new ones. Pretty much the whole field comes down here. And Gardner's going to be the first one out. Down and away for the 16 truck. You can see him there on the left side of your screen. Will he win the battle off of pit road?
Looks like yes, he will. Yeah, great break, great strategy call by that 16 truck.
Caught the caution at the perfect time. He could not go another lap.
No, I don't think he could have. But there were a number of trucks that stayed out as well, so he's not completely out of the woods here. Looks like he will be restarting 7th.
But with some of these guys are 6-7 lap older tires. There's a couple in there with Kenneth McCullough, West. Well, actually, Daniel Worthington that are on 3 and 2 on the stint, so they're probably going to be even with what Gardner's got going on. But now look at this. You got this situation. 2 tires for Kyle Mace. So he pulled some strategy to try to get back the positions he lost after that pit stop under the green flag conditions. And now he's going to be starting outside of Nick Gardner here.
And I like 2 tires at this racetrack because typically these trucks build tight, and you often burn off that right front. 2 tires and a full tank of fuel, or most tank of fuel, will make it so that it really wants to drive off the right rear and get free. So that's exactly what you want on a 7-lap run to the finish.
The trick is to not overdrive when it does get loose and scrub that speed, especially on the exit of 3. I think, in my opinion, 2 tires, gutsy call. But if you know what you're doing, it could absolutely pay off. And look at these trucks getting double file. That is neat.
Yeah, this will be a pay window open kind of restart. I imagine we'll see some 3, 4, 5 wide down into turn 1 this time.
But what you're saying is cautions breeding cautions, Morgan.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's a very wide racetrack, and there's lots of real estate, and they'll all use it, and it'll be like a funnel into turn 1.
Let's find out here. We're going to have about 5 to go, 6 to go actually when they cross the line. Alex Healy in the 97 with about 4 laps under green on the tires. I'd say he's pretty even with the guys around him. You go all the way back to Nick Gardner, who's going to restart, like you said, in 7th position with the freshest tires in the top 10. Then you got Kyle Mace, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Andy Kurtz. These guys all came down pit road. So I like staying out. I like the 2-tire call. There's a lot of things that I don't like, though, is like you said, we're going to see guys 4 wide. It's inevitable because of the fresher tires. They're going to force it in there. It's going to be an exciting restart, to say the least. Hope you guys are ready to go. Pull the belts tight and get ready, because 5, 6 laps left here at Pocono with Alex Healy into turn 1. Old tires, 2 tires, no tires, doesn't matter. Let's go. Pace truck pulls off. Green flag back up in the air. And we're back live and racing for the 3rd time tonight at Pocono. Already a gutsy move there to block the outside line by Healy. He's going to play some defense on Wiggin. Into 1. Side dive there by the 03. McCullough Jr.
There goes Gardner.
Wide Nick Gardner into the wall. He's totaled.
Oh, no.
And that involved 8 trucks.
That's a lot of them. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Nick Gardner had to tow.
Well, we saw it live. Let's go back and watch it again. 16's down on the bottom, can help from the 5 in the push off the corner. 5 gets to his outside, and Gardner didn't know he was there. And right hooked off.
I think Gardner got pushed and got loose.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a choice to go there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the 5 had just stuck his nose in, probably because that's where the push came from, and just ended up with a whole bunch of cars that were wrecked there. So that's
let's back it up with the blimp camera. See if we can get another angle on that.
Let's do it here.
To the 16 of Gardner here. He's going to get a shove, right? Nope, he just gets loose on his own.
That's right. And then the melee
Gets loose on
him.
his own, and the 5, yep, 5, nowhere to go for the 114, the 94. A lot of the guys that have led this race tonight, just nowhere to go once that starts. Probably the worst position possible for that to happen. We got the 5 to go. We're going to have what would probably be a natural green-white checker. We do have attempts for a green-white checker here tonight, and that'll be officially caution number 2, 3 of the night with our stage break. What do you think, Morgan? Let's pull one of these drivers up here in the broadcast booth.
Let's do it.
I think we're going to find... Well, we're going to find a Facebook notification that should have been turned off. Excellent job there, Bradley. Let's find Alex Healy in the Flex Motorsports 97. Alex Healy, it's Bradley Cooper and Morgan Cook in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy?
I've got a good copy, my friend.
Well, you're sitting kind of pretty here. We're going to get down to the, the moment where it doesn't matter what your tires are, because if you get a good restart here, you could set sail into the sunset.
That's the plan, my man. I've got my good buddy Wes Wiggin behind me. I've got my other good buddy Dan Worthington sitting fourth. We're gonna let it rip here, man.
I know behind you, the carnage with the new tires, guys going 3-4 wide, brought out another caution. Do you think that there's still enough of a chance with the fresh tires that could happen again?
I'm not anticipating another caution, but every time I say that, it seems like we get another one. But I hope we don't. We are in the exact situation I wanted to be in at the end of this race. I thought I made a mistake on our pit strategy earlier, but the cautions kind of bailed us out, and I am in a position I'm familiar with at Pocono.
Pocono.
Jesus, Pocono. Oh my God, I'm never gonna live that down.
We're gonna have a clip of that, I hope.
Yeah,
That's a YouTube short waiting to happen.
Well, Alex, the strategy kind of pulled a rabbit out of your hat here, and even with Nick Gardner being out of this race, he pulled the strategy as well, because you stayed out. We hadn't had a caution really all night other than the stage break. Now you find yourself in the lead because you were gutsy enough to do that.
Yeah, that very last caution, just as hard as it is to pass here, I was back in like 17th, and even with fresh tires and this limited amount of time, regardless of what happens here, I think I'm going to end up better off than taking tires and starting towards the back, just with how difficult it is to get around guys here.
I agree on that. Pocono, a very tricky racetrack, but you've mastered the art of the strategy, and we're going to have about 3 laps to go here when we restart. So good luck, Alex. Appreciate your time, and maybe we'll get to talk to you on the podium.
Thank you, boys. I love triangles.
I love triangles. Pocono race leader, Alex Healy. Thank you, man.
Do you love triangles, Bradley?
Oh, I love them.
Good.
My favorite shape.
Strong shape. The strongest, some would say.
Now, it's a matter of, do you like isosceles, obtuse? What's your fix on these triangles?
I guess equilateral. I mean, nothing better than everything being equal, right? Nothing better than
Yeah, well, we're not getting that here tonight.
same sides, same angles, everything's great, but really easy to solve.
In the coding world, that would be a false for Pocono.
False.
That's what they typed when they built this track.
Right. That's right.
Well, as my voice dies, I gotta come up with some kind of strategy here to get through these races, man. It always seems to happen when we get towards the end, and maybe a vocal coach.
Pace yourself a little bit. Too excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a page out of Alec Martinez's book. I don't know how he does it.
All right, so here we go. 97 and 03 on the front row. What do you do if you're the leader? When do you want to go? Early in the zone? Late in the zone? What do you
Early
think?
in the zone.
Yeah.
I think it helps, though, having guys behind you that you can trust, or you have in your Discord with you. You can kind of restart together, or, they're going to play defense for you if you get that jump. Down this stretch, though, it's hard to tell. And kind of, I'm not sure if jumping out is a good idea because of the draft. So maybe just kind of restart with your boys here and play some defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. The draft's really strong down that backstretch, and lose the race that way.
Well, we're about to find out. There he is with the restart. The 88 all over the back bumper. Ticker up on your screen, and the 88 all down 4 wide into 1. They're going to send it again. I think, Morgan, we're going to see another caution. There's a 24 on the outside. Some contact in front of him with another truck. I believe that was the 08. There goes Parks diving to the bottom. 3-4 wide out of the exit of turn 1. They made it this far. They've got about another 600 feet to turn 2. Diving it down in. They've got a single file out. We're still 3 wide back here with the 08 down on the bottom.
There's
Car into the wall.
1%.
Parks is wrecking. They get it turned back around, but not before before the yellow comes out, and 3 trucks involved here. It looks like the 67, the 59, and the 73 of Parks. The worst end of this one. I'm surprised they made it that far, Morgan. You heard me calling it out. It looked like it was happening in turn 1. Shooting the gap there for the 24. 73 comes up just alongside. How does this happen here? He must have missed the exit of this corner.
Yeah, he just drove it in a little too deep and got up into the 24 and came across the nose, and there's nothing any of them can do at that point. You're out of the throttle, you're on the brakes, it just won't turn. And 24 is kind of an innocent bystander in that one, unfortunately.
And only really 2 trucks involved in that somehow.
And I think it'd be pretty minor damage for this 24 as well. Let's have a look. Left side looks all right. That's where he got hit, was across that left front, and it's still there. Let's have a look.
He did get a little pull up into the wall there, so maybe some right side. It does look like it maybe has some scuffs, but nothing too severe. It looks pretty good. He should still be up to speed here.
Yeah, it looks good from the back of the 113 truck through the strakes on the rear spoiler. Interesting little shot here.
You like that?
It's always nice to look back at an opponent, right?
Yeah. Preferably in the mirror.
That's right. That's right.
But we're going to have a green-white checker attempt here tonight at Pocono. Alex Healy still holding on to the lead with Wes Wiegand now up to 2nd position. Dakota Shepard in the 101. I believe Shepard's highest position this season. The 101 up to 3rd. Kenneth McCullough Jr. is going to be 4th, and the top 5 will be Christopher McCullough. So got some defense here, but Kyle Mace with the 2 tires just outside that top 5. We're going to step away again here while we get things sorted out for this green-white checkered attempt. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League Truck Series live on V-Speed. We'll be back right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Wild gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Dweck.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live at Pocono, the 97 of Alex Healy, your leader going into turn 1. The lights are out on the pace truck, and we set the field with Healy, Wiegand, Shepard, McCullough, and McCullough Jr. Kyle Mace with the 2 tires in 6th position. Jeremiah Hobbs with 4 tires. The top 10 from 7th back. are all on 4 fresh ones. We've had a couple DNFs here tonight. The 16 of Nick Gardner, after that hard impact to the outside wall, has elected to take an early finish to this race. The 58 of Justin Branham also off the track. Barrett Morton 5 laps down. We've got a few trucks also a lap down. Tom Hall, Stephen Page in the 56. Remember, was your leader, was going to be fighting for the lead after the cycle of pits, and ultimately a little same piece of real estate, we'll call it, incident with that 56 truck. But here we go. We've reset the field. Green-white checkered attempt number 1 underway as the pace truck pulls off. The 97 hits the loud pedal. The 88 on the outside into turn 1. The green flag is out, and we're back underway at Pocono. Fanning out down the front stretch already. 4 or 5 trucks wide. Everybody on the fresh tires trying to get around the old tires in front of them. Can they make it through turn 1 again? Big jump here for the 97. He pulls out. The 24, Kaiser, way up the racetrack here. He's going to run out of racetrack and have to lift off the throttle. That sets up a 3 wide going into 2 now. In the middle for the 24 truck. He's holding dry here. Doesn't have the help. The old tires now starting to get interference from the new ones. Trucks all over the back bumpers of each other. The 88 of Wigan comes down and hits the 03. This opens up the door for Mace up the middle. 3 wide into 3. What a move there by Mace, but he's going to get a crossover from Wigan. And now back to second. The 88 truck played it well. White flag up in the air. 25 trucks sideways. We're going to make it to the official. Final lap. The 25 is out of the picture. And Alex Healy has pulled out to 7/8 of a second. The 55 of Mace all over the back bumper of Wigan, who's playing defense. Nicely done there off of turn 1. He's going to hold him there to the outside. The 55 not going to be able to get the run. He's going to have to do a crossover. He struggled with this all race long. He's going to be to the inside now in 2. And he doors him coming off the exit. He has to lift out of the throttle. Wigan just has to defend one more time, but Alex Healy has set sail into the sunset, just like he pictured it. Now the 10 to the inside for a possible podium. Hobbs and Mace and Alex Healy, your winner, a big wreck off of turn 3. But the winner is Alex Healy. Wes Wigan in second. Kyle Mace holds off Hobbs for 3rd.
Just like he planned it, right?
Just like he planned it. He said, picture perfect. This is exactly where we wanted it to end up when we talked to him there during that first caution break. And he did exactly what he wanted to execute. He got a good start. He pulled out far enough ahead of the guys with the older tires that they had to play defense against the hard-charging Kyle Mace. And how about those moves that Mace tried to pull, though, on the 88? And how about the 88's crossover into 3? Just incredible.
That was a great finish. It really was. I mean, you had the 88, and I don't remember who the other car was, who were door banging off the corner off of turn 2, trying not to wreck. Looked like something from the 70s at Daytona, and they ended up all pointed in the right direction. And yeah, 97 came home as a winner.
So now the 97 going to burn it down on the front stretch. Alex Healy held on to it with an amazing defensive drive. He held on through all of that. And a little congratulatory tap there from, I believe that's what's left of the 25 truck. Maybe the 9, can't quite tell. And burning it down the checkered boards is Alex Healy. Post-race interviews with your top 3. We're going to shoot another quick commercial break here live from Pocono. The top 3 with Wigan and Mace, the winner on your screen. We'll be back here live from Pocono right after this. isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Dweck.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back live at Pocono. The Overtake iRacing League has concluded its 50-lap event at the Pocono Raceway with an additional 10 miles in overtime. We had 4 laps more for 135 miles here tonight, 4 cautions and 17 lead changes. Most of this race going under green from pretty much the stage break to about 10 to go. Then it got really crazy. We saw big wrecks coming out of turn 1, coming out of turn 3, but they made the race official as it crossed the line with Alex Healy getting the victory here tonight. Wes Wiegand's going to finish in second with Kyle Mace, your top 3. Jeremiah Hobbs barely misses that point by 2/100ths of a second to finish 4th. Christopher McCullough finishes 5th. In 6th spot, we have Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03 and 6th. 7th would be Daniel Worthington, Dakota Shepard in 8th, Sean Pacer in 9th, and Dustin Reinstadel in the 11 will finish 10th.
The 4 truck, Mikkel Robinson, comes home in 11th. Remember, he slid through the pit road entry. Great recovery there. We got Brett Bieber, who finished in 12th, started 22nd spot. Cunningham came home in 13th. Kurtz, who led a lot of this race, finished 14th. Kostick in 15th. Bieber in 16th. Todd Mace finished 17th. Mason in 18th. Parks, 19th. Vondell finished 20th in that 59 truck.
John Mullahan's going to come home in 21st position with Ron Morris Jr. in 22nd. David Sheets in 23rd. James Kaufman, you saw him coming off at turn 3 during that white flag, is going to finish 24th. Michael Cole in 25th. Brandon McLaughlin in 26th. 27th, Chad Ross in the 28th position. Tom Hall. Stephen Page, unfortunately, going to finish the first truck a lap down in 29th. Bobby Hall Jr., your pole sitter, 4 laps down in 30th. And then Barrett Morton, Justin Branham, Nick Gardner, DNF. Unfortunate for him tonight. Lucas Lyons did not take the grid here tonight. So that rounds out your 34 truck field, and we've caught up with your top 3 for the little overtime finish. And the first guy we have down here on pit road, we have Morgan Cook, live to talk with Wes Wiegand in the 55.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Is that Wes or is that Kyle Mace? We have
Oh, it's Kyle Mace. Sorry about that.
all
Yeah,
good.
let's go with Kyle Mace.
All right.
Sorry about that. We got Morgan down there with Kyle Mace.
Yeah.
How you doing,
I got
Kyle?
you.
That was a great finish to that race. There was a point there where you were three wide between, I think it was the 88 on one side, I forget who was on the outside, and you split the gap down the middle. You came home in third. What did you need to go up there and get second or go get that leader?
I don't I don't know. I really wasn't that good. I mean, I'm really happy with third place right there. I told Todd, he was in my Discord, and I told him, I said, if I could come out here with the top 5, I'd be happy. Alex, he was good. I just wasn't that good tonight.
Well, mission accomplished. Here we come home in
Yeah.
P3. Pit strategy was all over the place tonight. You had a bit of a unique strategy. Why don't you walk us through what the thought was behind pitting when you did?
Well, I didn't have that good of a qualifying deal there, and I think I just could draft. I could catch the tail end there, and I could draft to get to the stage. And I thought, so I made it to 20 laps, and I made it around there on that. But then I just pretty much split the last half of that race right there, or maybe a little bit more than that, to have my 20 laps of fuel there, and it played out right. Then we had that caution, and I took 2 tires, and I got back out. Probably beat 5 or 6 of them back out, but then there were 7 of them stayed out, and I just missed the wrecks. That's the main thing.
Right on. Well, it all seemed to work out pretty well for you. You came home in P3 tonight. Anyone you want to shout out for this effort tonight?
Just like to shout out Alex and David, and I mean, they do a good job with this thing. I think we got 34, 35 trucks, and I don't know, what is this week, 4 or 5. So everybody's staying with it. It's a pretty good deal he's got going here.
It's definitely been a fun league to watch. Enjoyed seeing you out there on the track, and I would imagine you'd probably be the points leader after this race tonight. So congratulations on that. Anything else, Bradley?
I appreciate it.
Anybody you'd like to thank there, Kyle?
I'd just like to thank Todd. Me and him going to try to run this one in the Xfinity. We try to work together and figure out what we need to do on pit strategy and stuff. Just thank you guys, because y'all do a good job. I like to go back and watch it the next day. Makes it pretty fun. You get to race, and then you get to watch yourself. So y'all do a good job.
I'm a little off point here. I think Morgan might have already asked you that. I'm kind of spacing out here. The action there, it got me lightheaded. I had to put some water in my system here.
It was all
Imagine
that. It was all that racing at the end right there. It was all that.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Well, I appreciate your time, Kyle. Congrats on the third. I know you didn't expect to do much here tonight with that qualifying. You were able to work your way through the strategy. So good job out there, and maybe we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
I appreciate it. See y'all.
See ya.
Third place finisher here tonight. Tell you, that water, it's not working, Morgan. But I'm gonna get down here on pit road with Wes Wiegand, and we're gonna try to get this sorted out the rest of the way. Second place finisher now. I am officially talking to you, Wes. Sorry about that earlier little mix-up. You were able to defend off a hard-charging Kyle Mason. That move you put on him in turn 3 with that crossover, textbook.
Yeah, when I saw it happening, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He just kind of overdrove the corner, and I was like, I'm gonna get my spot back here. So that's what happened. I got lucky. So
We were talking to Alex Healy there in the first caution before we ended up with the green-white checker on the second one. You guys kind of played defense there, and Alex was able to set sail, but you had everyone behind you that you were fighting off from the 03, the 101. You had all kinds of guys make jabs at you, and you were able to fight every single one of them.
yeah, we were pretty lucky. We had 3 teammates up there in the top 3 or 4. I don't know if Dakota was third or fourth. I can't remember, but we had 3 trucks up there, and we wanted to get one of us in victory lane. So um, Alex was able to get out front. So I basically, I guess, was running defense, but I told him I'm racing him if I can get to him. So I wanted to win just as bad as he did. And the '03 and me got together in the tunnel turn. He kind of sent it. He gave me a little bit of a door, and it loosened me up. And I was just trying to catch the truck. I went back down into him. I hope he's not mad at me. It wasn't nothing intentional. It's just good hard racing. And going into turn 3, the '03 and the 55, they just, they're racing hard. I was able to get back, and so happy, man.
Well, I tell you, it's a good rebound, and not to put your mind back in that place, but I know that you kind of need this kind of race to get your mind off of things. And again, condolences, Wes, and great family that you got here at Overtake iRacing League. So I'm glad that you got the finish you got here tonight. Is anybody you'd like to shout out?
Definitely my boys at Flex Motorsports. Like you said, last several days has been pretty tough, difficult. So all the special things they've done for me, I really do appreciate it. I love these guys. I love this league. I know it's new, but all these guys, we've been around each other for a long time. So that was pretty special. Um, Earl Shop, um, Milner Media and Designs, Burge Graphics. Um, they put some good wraps on these trucks, and so I guess that's about it. Just all my boys at Flex Motorsports.
We appreciate your time, Wes. Congrats on the second place, and we might see you tomorrow night up here on the podium. Let's see what you can do at Mid Ohio.
I'll do what I can.
There's your second place finisher tonight, Wes Wiggin, in the number 88, able to fend him off for the last 3 laps. And finally, down in victory lane, we have your winner. It's Alex Healy, and Morgan Cooks joined. He's caught up with the number 97, and the celebration has continued.
Well, Alex,
Oh man.
you called
Yes,
it.
sir.
You called it, didn't you? And it went exactly
I,
as
you
we
know,
planned, right?
just about, it seems like I got a knack for these triangles, man. In all the league racing I've ever done, I have 3 wins at Pocono, 1 win at Watkins Glen, and that's it. So, buddy, when I say I love triangles, I'm not lying.
Well, you look like you were real fast here tonight. You led 14 laps, started P4, so you were up at the front most of this race, strategy notwithstanding. Um, you ran a great race, and it all kind of came together right at the end. The strategy was right, the speed was right. What did you need to get this thing done here tonight?
Um, a big help was having my teammates up there. We were able to work together a little bit on the restarts and get situated to not only help me but help them get in good positions to finish. And obviously, at the same time, it makes it harder on the other guys trying to race with us when we can work together and form up a little bit and do that kind of thing. Early on, I was pretty worried. I never intended to run the entire first stage without pitting. But I was running second, third, fourth most of the time. So for that entire first stage, I was in someone's draft, and I wasn't being super aggressive, and I was able to save enough fuel to where I didn't have to come in, which I thought was really going to make the race for me. Later on, I thought we kind of fumbled the strategy. I know Dustin Reinstuttle was the first to come in, and I thought if the race went green, I thought he was going to be looking really good. And me and the Flex guys, we were all mired back, 17th, 20th, and worse because of when we pitted. But the cautions really helped us out because after we did pit, I think that caution came out 3 or 4 laps after that. And like I said earlier, when you guys had me up during the race, at that point, with as hard as it is to pass here, obviously tires do help, but track position is the absolute king of kings at Pocono, and I was riding with track position the rest of the way.
Yeah, you made it look pretty easy there after you got the lead. I don't know if you have a mirror in that 97 truck, but did you get a shot at what the 88 and 03 were doing off of turn 2 with, I think, coming to the white flag? Did you get a chance to see that?
I I saw it a little bit in the distance, and then I actually just watched it on replay here, waiting to get pulled up, and that was some awesome racing between them. It looked like I guess you said the 03 and the 88, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah, so I know the 88 or the 03, he got into the tunnel pretty hard, which when you're in his position, that's the chance you got to take there, and they had a little contact, which like I said, that's just what you have to do in that position. If you don't make the pass there, you're in trouble. They got together, and West bounced off the wall, and they got back together again, and that allowed the 55 to get up there, and those guys sent it 3 wide into turn 3, and the 55, I think that was Kyle. He shot her in there and drifted up to the top, and then was able to charge back. That was awesome to watch.
I was thinking we were going to have a caution right before we got the white, and you have to rack them up and do it again, but they all kept it
That
pointing
was
in the
the
right
last thing I
direction.
wanted.
Yeah, I imagine you were probably sweating a little bit seeing that in your mirror, but great race tonight. You showed them how it's done here at Pocono. Um,
Damn it, man.
who do you have?
Never gonna live that one down.
No, you're not.
Love it.
Who do you have to thank tonight? Shout out, all that stuff.
First and foremost tonight, my flex teammates, Wes Wiggin, Bobby Hall, Tom Hall, Dan Worthington, Dakota Shepard. Those guys were awesome. They were all having good runs for the most part. I know some of them ended up. I think I missed Bobby Hall in that. Maybe not. I'm trying not to forget anybody, but it seemed like everybody was having really solid nights. I know a couple of them got caught up in some of those late cautions, but real great run for the team, having me and Wes up front, and I think Dakota had a pretty solid finish as well. God knows we need it. We're getting trounced in team points right now. Shout out to all the people that are helping with the league. Dave and Cody are the big two, and we've got Alex Penn and Dan Worthington helping out series admin stuff. Joseph Penn doing race control. You guys doing the broadcast. It's the first season, and we're still learning as we go. But I'm so proud of everybody, and I'm so happy that everyone's here and having a good time and having good racing and all that kind of stuff. And then last is my wife is on the couch watching. She came in here, gave me a kiss already. She knows how amped up I get for Pocono, so it's been a good night all around. And the very last thing, I told Cody a couple days ago, I said, if I win at Pocono again, I'm getting a Pocono tattoo. Good thing I have an appointment coming up in about a week and a half.
So you're going to have a triangle somewhere on your body.
There will be a triangle on my body somewhere.
I'm not going to touch that
Well,
one.
there you go.
We're just going to let that one fade into the night. Congratulations, Alex, and great win here at Pocono once again.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for all the work you guys do, and everybody listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this.
Well, there's your race winner, Alex Healy, in the number 97, able to fend him off. He set sail. He had a big sail, man. He pulled out to over a second when they came out of turn 3. And he never looked back. So congratulations to him. And I know that this one helps out tremendously with the standings, sets them back on pace. Flex Motorsports in the recovery mode. Let's see what they can do here with the, most of their drivers up here in the top 10 to finish out the race here tonight. So it was a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed bringing it to you. It was a fun one there for the last battle in the green-white checker. Hope you can tune in next week when we bring you flag-to-flag coverage. We're going to be racing at Daytona. So we're more familiar racing for what we started the season with. It's back to the super speedway style pack racing with 70 laps at the 2-mile Daytona International Raceway, World Center of Racing. And tune in tomorrow night when the Overtake iRacing League goes live in the Xfinity Series at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. They'll be at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Road Course. So hope you guys can join us for that as well. And the Cup Series live 9 p.m. Wednesday. We've got more racing here on V-Speed throughout the week. Thursday, QSR into the chase mode. We've got VRX World Cup starting up on Friday. They've narrowed it down to their 33-car field. And we've got a lot more action on SNR at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. But for everybody at V-Speed, Adam Baker in the background doing all the fancy stuff he does. Morgan Cook up here in the booth and running our production and our camera angles tonight. This is Bradley Cooper telling you guys to have a great rest of your week, and we hope you can join us tomorrow. Take care, everybody. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and get back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Mile gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.